Programming is a skill that can be learned by anyone. Thanks to AI, it is easier than ever to get started. You don't need to borrow books or manuals from the library anymore. You also don't need to manually search the web for answers. The Stack Overflow site, for example, used to be the place to go. But now, a lot of the information you need is inside large language models. They don't know everything, but they know a lot, and that saves you a lot of time. But even though programming is easier than ever, starting can still be intimidating. That is the aim of this video, to get you started with programming. Before going into that, let's first look at the benefits of programming. Going from not using a computer to using a computer is a big step. Imagine having to calculate payroll by hand, for example, or type documents on a typewriter. It would take you a long time to do that, especially if you are someone who makes a lot of typos. With a computer, you can do it much faster. But if you don't know how to program, your productivity will plateau. With programming, you can automate tasks that would have taken a long time to do by hand. For example, woodworking is a craft that has been around for a long time. In woodworking, it is common to make your own tools. There is even a name for it, shop-made. How do you call a shop-made tool for an office worker? A computer program. And the best way to make them is to learn how to program. A benefit of self-made tools is the independence they give you. Because programming is so powerful, you have more possibilities to use open source software. Open source software can be used for free and can even be copied. So even if the creators of the software stop supporting it, you can continue using it. Flexibility is another benefit of programming. Let's compare two plots. Here is a typical Microsoft Excel plot. It's pretty clear, but it's not very flexible. If you want to change the appearance, you have to go through a lot of steps in the menu. When programming, you typically have much more control over the plot. Here is a plot made in the Julia programming language with the Mackie library. Both the language and the library are open source, so you don't have to pay to make plots like this. If you think they are the same picture, then this video is not for you. Otherwise, last but not least, programming is fun. It's like doing a puzzle. You can be fully immersed into how to solve it and forget about the rest of the world. There is something fun about spending a few minutes or maybe hours on writing a program and then seeing it work. It's cool to see the computer run through your code like it's nothing. In many cases, you will see the result faster than you can blink. One more thing. Will AI replace programmers? Probably not. As long as there are bugs in software, programmers will be needed. And there are today still a lot of bugs. Apple and Microsoft are both half a decade old, and they are known for state-of-the-art software engineering. But even they have bugs. Now that you know why programming is useful, let's get started. I will first introduce you to the basics of programming. 95% of programming can be summarized in these two steps. The first step is to write your code in a text file. The second step is to run the code. For example, let's program in Python. To do that, we can create a text file called hello.py and add one line of code to it. What this does is that it will print the text hello world to the terminal. The word print here is used for historical reasons. Think of printing as a way to put text not on paper, but on the screen. So that was the first step. We updated the file. Now the second step is to run the code. That can be done by opening a terminal and typing Python followed by the name of the file. Then pressing enter should show the text hello world on the screen.